guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's makeup tutorial on this look that you see right here on my face. I actually did this look on a client at the beginning of the month, and it's been stuck in my head literally ever since I found it on Pinterest. It's just like a super cool tone smoky eye with the most just banging pop of gold you've ever seen in your life, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, the more that I was applying the glitter that you will later see in the tutorial, I'm freaking obsessed with it. I'm actually I had gotten this palette originally from some clients that I was doing Halloween makeup on a couple months back at like the middle of October, and they brought this palette with them. We didn't use it, and they were kind enough to just give it to me. I did not ask for it. They were like, hey, do you want this? We're not going to use it. I was like, sure, say less. It's glitter. And I'm using this freaking beautiful, beautiful gold. In my opinion, it's the gold that screams Christmas. But yeah, so that's it. If you guys like this video and you want to see how I achieve this look and possibly want to achieve it for yourself, then hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. I can't talk. And I'll catch you guys in my next tutorial. Bye, guys.
What is up, you guys? Today we're going to be starting with our eyes. I'm going in with some Scotch tape. I'm just tearing off a couple pieces and putting it on the back of my hand just to remove any extra sticky. So when we go to remove them later from our eye area, that it's not going to be harsh and like pulls and tugs at our eye area. Now, you do want to keep these as symmetrical as possible, which I am genuinely shocked at how symmetrical I made these. I was quite proud of myself. Gonna first apply some eye primer, which is my P. Louise makeup base as usual, and you guys already know I apply this with my fingers, and I will until I choose to not. I don't know, I just always feel like the finger does more than the beauty sponge sometimes. Now, if I go to like apply concealer or whatever, obviously I'm going to use my beauty sponge unless I see a concealer brush that changes my mind in that perspective too. But for right now, this is what we're doing. I am using the Nightingale palette from Pretty Vulgar Cosmetics. I'm going in with this first shade, Hide and Seek. It's very cool tone, a very cool tone brown. I don't know if I've ever used any other cool tone brown quite like this one, but like, it's crazy how in the palette it looks one color, and then when you're applying it, it almost looks like a grayish brown, which I guess is like the cool tone part of it. But some of the colors in this palette, in my opinion, are very deceiving, like very deceiving. But I'm not mad at it, because I mean, as I go to apply in when I figure out what I'm trying to say, when I was going in with each shade, I was genuinely shocked at how like pretty these are for cool tones, because I'm not genuinely a cool tone gal, but these blend out seamlessly. And again, we always do windshield wiper and circular motions to blend everything out, because the more you blend, the better the outcome. Going in with the shade Dark Side. Now, this is a super dark kind of cool tone gray, but still a really beautiful, beautiful cool tone gray. Like I said, I'm not used to working with cool tones, so this is like the only cool tone palette or eyeshadows that I even have in my collection. So I've only used this palette a couple times, but I'm genuinely shocked at how like blendable and seamless all of these shades are. Like, it doesn't take much to blend these out and really buff them out to make them to make them, honestly. I do focus this one more on the outer corner. As you see, I'm kind of like going in a V shape and then bringing it into my inner corner. Excuse me. Ooh. And this, honestly, is a lot of the reason why I use the Scotch tape. Because when you remove the Scotch tape, it genuinely helps to see all the extra fallout that you don't notice while you're doing your eyeshadow. Taking the shade Swoop, this is like a darker cool tone brown. This is like leaning more on the warm side, as you see. But I'm very much focusing this. I'm focusing more of the colors now on my outer corner, because that's genuinely where we want most of the pigment to be. Because we're trying to keep our inner corner, like the inner third of our lid, as blank as possible for the shade that we will use later. But I do stamp this on my outer corner, and then kind of, as you see, I'm like wiggling my brush and also doing circular windshield wiper motions as I do with all other shades. Because the more you blend, the more you do, the better the outcome and the more seamless your eyes look. I do kind of like fan it outward because we are going for a cat eye shape, which is also what we have the tape for. It all kind of, I don't know, it all kind of acts as one. So not only is it helpful for fallout and less cleanup, but it also acts as the guide for our shape of the eye that we're going for, since we're not doing wing liner. In a word, this is our wing liner. Going in with All Nighter. This is like the most pitch black, one of the blackest blacks I have ever used. And I'm taking a smaller, like more like pencil brush to really, I'm stamping this closer to my lash line and then slightly bringing it up, because I'm not exactly using a lot of black, but I am just making the outer corner look darker. We're just adding more and more dimension to the eyes. Because when you got a lot of colors to work with, you use all the colors you got to work with. Now I do, as you see, I'm slightly like bringing it up into my crease, because we are still making like a V shape with our eye, but we are strictly keeping it on the lash line. And then I just go in with any clean brush and kind of just feather out the edges so we have no harsh lines and everything looks very seamless and put together. Because I do focus this more on like the actual edge of all of the eyeshadow. I don't exactly take the black any higher than where I've got it now. This just acts more of a guide to blending it so it looks like a more gradient effect versus like a bombshell eye that we're not trying to go for. And again, stamping it on the outer corner, upper lash line, that's where we're strictly keeping it. And then when we go in and kind of slightly blend out the edges, we're doing more of a feather motion. So we're feathering out the edges, but we're keeping the black as low as possible, because we don't want, like I said, we don't want it to look like a bombshell look. We want it to look like a cat eye, which is why we keep the black low and make it a gradient effect. And also slightly keeping it in the crease. because I don't quite know if you can tell on camera, but I'm as being as light-handed as I can physically think to be. Because sometimes if you blend out a black too much, it can start to look gray. But this black does not do that, and it's quite insane. Now I'm doing something, I don't actually know if I've done this on camera yet, but I am doing like a half cut crease. So I do believe I went in with some of my e.l.f. concealer. I'm not entirely sure. It was either my concealer or my P. Louise base. I don't know why I didn't show that on camera. But I am using a flat definer, not a flat definer, a flat, shader brush that I would genuinely or usually pick up like a shimmer shade. I cannot talk all of a sudden. And I take it up into my crease to really carve out the crease. And I do go slightly above the crease. Taking this beautiful, beautiful gold and coin. This is as yellow as a gold shimmer can get, in my opinion. Like, this is like almost like a mustard yellow. Now, all this is really doing is acting as a base for the glitter that we are going to apply here in a moment. Because I didn't really do this for color. I did this more as a base. But I do really pack this on just to give it the extra punch, because that's just me. We are going in with this yellow right here. This beautiful yellow shimmer. These do not have names. This is just a glitter palette. I got this from some clients that I was doing Halloween makeup on a couple months ago, and they brought it to use for their Halloween makeup, and we never ended up using it. So they were like, hey, do you want this? I was like, sure, say less. It's glitter. Okay. Now, the camera does not do this glitter justice, and it's sad because in person, this glitter is insane. Now, for the big reveal. Oh, just look at how sharp that line is. It's crazy. Now, whenever I apply tape, whether it's on myself or whether I'm doing a client's makeup, I will always slightly put it below the lash line, so when I go to remove the tape, it'll basically act as a guide for when we apply lower lashes or applying eyeshadow to the lower lash line. Now I'm already I can't speak. I am tightlining my eyes. That's what I'm doing with any black eyeliner. I've had this forever. Y'all already know. I'm just doing a quick curl on my lashes, and then I'm going in with my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is my favorite mascara from quote-unquote high-end until I receive one better, till I get one better. This is what I use. Now, I only do a few coats of this because I'm not going to sit here and pack it on, because I will be going in with falsies. So, now I definitely don't know why I didn't show this on camera, but I am using the Ardell Demi Wispies. Now, these are more for bridal kind of glam, which is why I used it for this look, because we really want that gold to be the standout of the show. We don't want to override it with some dramatic, insane lashes. And now for the face. I'm using the NYX the Marshmallow Primer. And to be completely honest, guys, I literally bought this because it said marshmallow. I think it was meant to be for dry skin, kind of like a hydrating silicone-y kind of primer, which is the only reason that I use it. But the main reason I bought this was literally because it says marshmallow, and it actually smells like marshmallow, like low-key. Now I am massaging this all over the face. I really press and massage, because if you press and massage the primer into the skin, it's going to, one, help the makeup to lock and load, which is also what this next primer is, the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This primer is so sticky, and I also have the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, I believe is what it's called. Literally is the same thing and a fraction of the cost, and it's great, and I'm almost out of it, which is probably why I'm using the Milk Makeup one. I'm going in with an OG foundation. This foundation, I'm pretty sure, was a really popular thing when I was in high school, and that was over 10 years ago. Now I am buffing it out with, I think this is a Morphe M436 or 39. I don't remember. I don't even think the number's on it anymore, but it's what I'm using to buff out my foundation today, because we've went back to the brush as far as, I don't know, I just feel like using the beauty sponge kind of takes away a lot more than necessary, unless you're just going for that clean girl kind of vibe, but we're not going for that vibe today. Oh my goodness. Ew, excuse me. Also, you might hear rattling in the background because my littlest child just woke up and she has little rattler toys she got for Christmas. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to be concealing these designer bags with some e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Y'all already know this is one of my favorite concealers ever. I have used a few that claim to be like a hydrating concealer. Infallible was one of them, and it's just for some reason made my eyes look super dry, like drier than I expected, and I wasn't about that. Now this I will use a beauty sponge for. Now I'm going to be setting my under eyes. Yes, y'all already know Jack Skellington is the only reason I purchased this powder in the first place. But this genuinely actually is a very good powder. Like, for a dry gal, this is like the perfect powder in my opinion. And I am a dry as it gets kind of gal. And this powder does not make me like extra dry. It sets, it locks, it loads, and it doesn't dry me out, and it's fantastic. Gonna fill in my brows really quick. I'm using the Benefit Brow Definer. Now I am gonna kind of quickly skim through this because it does still take me a good minute to fill in my brows, just because I am a perfectionist when it comes to filling in my brows. So I do kind of skim through this. If y'all want to see like a more in-depth brow tutorial, I will be more than glad to do that. I mean, honestly, it's not too much longer than what I'm doing, but I do still take my time with it. Because my main focus is like the center or the edge of my eye, like the inner corner of my eyebrow, and then into the arch going into the tail, which is, I know, like the whole brow, haha, but in all reality, like the inner corner and the outer corner, I mean, you have to make it perfect. I have to make it perfect or it's going to literally bother me all day long. Going in with VIP to highlight my brow bone, I'm using, this is actually a little bitty brow highlighting brush that Jaclyn Hill made with Morphe back when it was Morphe brushes. God only knows how many years ago. I've had these brushes for so long. But this little brush is one of the best inventions of the makeup industry, in my opinion, as far as brushes go. Like, this is the brush that you need. Now I am taking the darker brown and then the darker gray that was right next to it in the palette that we used earlier, and I'm oh my gosh, I cannot speak all of a sudden. I'm taking a small definer brush and going on my lower lash line. I'll get there. And then I'm taking that cool tone brown that we used in our transition area and lightly buffing that out, because we don't want the lower lash line to be like insanely smoky. We do want to keep it more daytime appropriate-ish, even though we do have a lot happening on the lids right now. And this is more like a party, holiday / New Year's kind of vibe we have going on. But we don't want to do too much, or else it'll start to look like too much. And then I'm just quickly putting some black liner on my lower lash line just to finish off the eyes, and then just hitting some mascara on my lower lashes, and that is it for the eyes, I do believe. It's actually quite funny how mirrors in the eyeshadow palettes I have are clearer than the one that's actually sitting right next to my camera that you do not see, that I should actually use because it's bigger, but I don't, because for some reason these mirrors are way clearer. I don't know how that works, but it does. Now I did take more of that gold and bring it slightly onto my lower lash line, because I just felt like the whole inner corner just needed that extra effect, which is also another reason why I kept the lower lash line so minimal, so I could give it some extra glitter. I'm gonna bronze my face with my milk chocolate Too Faced bronzer. Too Faced milk chocolate, same thing. Now, I know I've said this a million times and I sound like a broken record, but honestly, this bronzer is a pale girl's best friend. A pale girl, a ginger, if you're not specifically a ginger or a pale girl, just, it's such a good bronzer. Such a good bronzer. Now I do hit the center of my nose. I do bronzer my nose because I personally don't contour. I feel like if I contour / bronze, which is what I'm doing, like I pinch my brush because it's meant to bronze, but I also slightly give my nose shape. I'm going in with this Milani blush. This is in Tea Rose, I believe, and it's like the perfect, like, cool, leaning more neutral type of blush. So it's not like a very pungent blush. It's still super pigmented, but it's not like in your face pigmented. Now I'm going in with MAC Whisper of Guilt to highlight my cheekbone. Good God. This highlight will forever just be that girl. If you know, you know. And I also do highlight my Cupid's bow just because I personally feel like it looks better on me. Now I'm going in with, I know, don't come for me. I know this is already discontinued, but it's such a good liquid lip and I have it, so I'm using it until it runs out. I believe this is in Be Brave, I believe. But it's like the perfect nude. It's like not too pink and not too brown. It's right in the middle and it's such a good, it's good. There's no other way to put that. And then I just set everything with the Morphe setting mist. And that completes this look, you guys. Thank you for hanging out and doing our makeup. I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And that's it. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.